This is Jade, and this is my coming out story. So, I'm a 13-year-old lesbian. If only it was that easy to tell everyone. I started coming to terms with the fact that I was gay when I was about 10, but I thought I was bisexual. I told someone for the first time about 3 months after I started to realise that, and I was rejected. I won't say her name, but we were out together and we were just walking through a park, and I asked her, if she was accepting of like gay rights and stuff, and she was just like, yeah. I asked her if she was homophobic, she was just like, no. I asked her how she felt about gay people, she was just like, I'm not really bothered by it. And then I asked her how she'd feel if one of her friends told her that they were gay, and then she was just like, I probably wouldn't be bothered. So I was just like, right, might as well just tell her. So I told her, and I just went, I think I might be bisexual. And then she just started saying like, no, you're not, that's weird, you can't be, don't ever say that again. So that kind of knocked my confidence, I guess. I came out to someone else about 2 years later, and that was because this girl was a lesbian, so I thought, she'll understand. But I was rejected by her as well, which I didn't really understand, but then I just thought kind of like, if she's a lesbian, she probably knows more about this than me. So my camera was terrible. I was holding it. I was just walking with her, and then I was just asking her, how she came out, how she realised she was gay, that type of thing. How did people react? And then she was asking why I was asking so many questions, and I just told her I thought I might have been bisexual. And then she just went like, I'm trying to remember what she said. She went, you don't look like a lesbian, you don't look gay, are you sure you are? I don't think you are, you don't look like you are. So that kind of knocked my confidence again. So I kind of pushed it down a bit more. I feel like this is probably important. I feel like I should probably bring up I was brought up in a kind of homophobic environment, not the type of environment where it's like kill gays, no one can be gay, but like not everyone was particularly accepting of it, and I didn't really grow up around anyone who was gay, and my dad was always a little bit my dad was always kind of homophobic. He just always said like he just didn't understand it really. I think it was more just kind of not understanding than hatred. But when I was 12 he died, so kind of sucks. I never got to tell him anything. I never got to tell him that I was. I still don't know how he would have reacted, but I think he always kind of guessed, because I was like the tomboy of the family. Oh well. Anyway, around that time I was depressed, and I just felt so helpless in the situation. Like I couldn't do anything to bring my dad back, I couldn't do anything to change, because I desperately wanted to be straight at this point. I dated guys to try and turn myself straight. I was constantly, for 4 years in a row I was trying to turn myself straight. I just didn't want to be gay. And then I felt so helpless in the situation, and because I couldn't bring my dad back, I couldn't do anything like to change my sexual orientation. I felt like I couldn't tell anyone, and I was depressed, and I started to self-harm, and I contemplated suicide a lot of times, and I attempted once, but so this was when I was 13 years old. So if anyone says it's easy to be gay, I can assure you it's not. Or at least not when you're growing up and you don't want to be. Anyway, a couple of months after that, after I've recovered and I was feeling better generally, and I was starting to come to terms with it, and I was talking to this one girl who she'd self-harmed too, and we just kind of talked, because I'd been in therapy, and I hated my therapist with a passion. I couldn't stand her, and so we were like therapists for each other kind of, and we just kind of helped each other through it. And eventually I asked her what was making her so upset, and she said it was because she was in the closet as bisexual. And then I was just like, wow, I'm not the only one. So I just told her I was too. And I had a huge crush on this girl for about 5 months before that. So you can imagine like how happy I was then. I was just like, I might have a chance. Which probably sounds a bit cheesy, but so that was how I got my first girlfriend, really. She was the first person to accept me as well. About a month or so later, we'd broken up and stuff had happened. Well, I told you know the lesbian I said, who I told, and she just didn't accept me at all. I told her that I was sure that I was, and then I told her that I got a girlfriend because she was helping me through the coming out process and stuff at that point. And I told her that I got a girlfriend, and then she kept nagging me, asking who it was, and then nagging me, and then eventually I told her, and she promised not to tell anyone. And then the next day I came back to school, and my girlfriend had broken up with me because everyone knew, and she wasn't out to her family or anything yet, and loads of people knew, and so I got outed by someone who was gay themselves. So I think that's some of the biggest hypocrisy ever. Anyway, a couple of days before that I'd come out to my friends, so luckily my really close friends knew, but their reactions were mainly just like awes and, you know, like, oh, that's cute, are you sure, you know, that type of thing, and they're just like, oh yeah, you have a gay best friend. But anyway, that aside, the hardest part was probably telling my mum, just because I felt like she'd be so disappointed in me, and I felt like she'd blame herself or something. So this is how it happened. We were watching this show called Hollyoaks, which, in case you don't know, it's a British soap, kind of, and there was a storyline in it where there was this man, and he was married with a wife and kids, and, you know, he came out as bisexual, and they just threw him out the house. He wouldn't have anything to do with him, and I don't know. I just said that I thought they were overreacting, because I was watching it with my mum, and then she was just like, how? Just like, how would you react if your dad had told you that he was bisexual? And I was just like, I wouldn't really mind. It's his life. And then I was just like, right, this is my moment. I have to do this, because I felt like I had to get it off my chest, because I knew she'd find out eventually somehow. So I just went, how would you react if one of us was bisexual? Like, referencing my sisters. And she was just like, but you're not. So this is the point where I was just like, right, I have to do this. And I just said, I am. And my heart just stopped, and it felt like it was just like minutes just of silence. And then she just went, hey, you're joking, you can't be, you're joking. And I was just, you're lying. I was just like, no, I really am. And then she was just like, you're joking, you can't be. And I was just like, I am. And then, this is probably the strangest situation ever. At that point, my sister, who was 15 at the time, was sat across the sofa from us, and she just went, that's not fair, you can't come out before me. So my mum had like 2 people come out to her within the space of like 10 minutes. Anyway, about 2 or 3 months, that was on, I think it was May 25th, 2014, the night that I came out to my mum, well, as bisexual. About 2 months later, I realised that I didn't like guys, and I'd only said I was bisexual because I was so young, and I didn't just want to like write it off. So I told my sister, the one who was bisexual, and she was just like, you can't be. I was just like, what? How? I'm pretty sure I am. And then she was just like, she just said, have you ever had sex? And I was just like, no, I'm 13. And she was like, well, you don't know until you've had sex. But I just thought I thought she would have been more accepting, to be honest, because she was LGBT herself, she was part of the LGBT community herself. But anyway, a couple of hours after that, I went out to my mum, because my mum was in the garden having a cig, and I went out to her, and she was like, oh yeah, hey, you alright? And I was just like, yeah, I'm fine. and she asked if there was anything I wanted to talk about, because I never really went out with her unless, you know, I wanted to talk to her. And I was just like, kind of. And then she was like, is it to do with a boy or girl you like or something? And so I was pretty happy that she'd accepted that. But I was just like, kind of. And she was just like, well, is it a boy or girl? And I just went, I might as well just tell you. And then she was just like, right. And I was like, you know how a couple of months ago I told you I was bisexual? And she was like, yeah. And I just went, I'm not. And she had like this look of relief on her face, and I don't know if she thought I was going to tell her I was straight or something. But I just looked at her and just went, I'm a lesbian. And then she was like, are you sure? And I said, I'm pretty sure. And then she said, so you don't like any guys? And I was just like, well, no. I mean, I can appreciate if someone's attractive, but I don't find them attractive myself. And she's just like, right. So, and I was just like, so, are you okay with it? And she was just like, as long as you don't shave your head and start dressing like a man, I'm fine with it. So in other words, I'm allowed to be gay, I'm just not allowed to be like a butch. So, so she reacted better than I thought she would. And since then, I'm just open with it, really. So, I'm a 13-year-old lesbian, and I'm pretty happy with my life. Most of my friends know. My distant family members don't really know, or the ones that are really homophobic don't really know. But yeah, I'm gay. If you have a coming out story, please share it with me. This is my first video on this channel, and it's my first like LGBTQ+ video, so I'm sorry that the quality of this video was so terrible, but I'm just recording it on a phone at the moment. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you need any tips coming out, or if you need any help or anything, please let me know and I'll tell you. Well, I'll help you as well as I can. But thanks for watching, and just remember to, I remember I was watching so many coming out videos, like the time leading up to I was about to come out. So just remember that if they love you, they will accept you no matter what. Like whether it's your friends or your family or anything like that, just if they love you, they will accept you. And just remember that there's always going to be someone who'll love you. Thanks for watching.